Here's our first check of the lineup today. Here on the Now, the first cameras to crack down on distracted driving could be coming to the United States. We're going to get into the debate over safety versus privacy. And you may be considering a video doorbell to keep packages safe. We're going to get some of the best advice on the best options and how to keep it secure once you get one. Plus, before surprising a child with a smartphone for Christmas, well, you need to hear about the signs of a child not being ready for a smartphone and some of the alternatives that are out there.
Thanks, Chris. I'm Mark Mullins, and you're watching The Now Indy. And only on RTV6, a Boone County man thought his vehicle claim was clear and simple. He was expecting to have his engine repaired and instead received a warranty rejection. Call 6 Investigates Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez reports.
No matter the season, Orty Ortwine enjoys bike trails.
I'm a big-time cyclist. I love riding my bike.
So much so that when it came to buying a vehicle, it had to have the ability to carry his bicycle. He picked a Kia Soul based on reviews and friend recommendations. All went well until this past August. The oil light came on in Indianapolis, and he never made it to his home in Lebanon.
All of a sudden, I started hearing these horrible noises, and, I was like, oh, this is not good. And I pull over, and I gradually pull over, and then the car just went kablooey, and there was smoke and steam just everywhere, all over the place.
An inspection found a hole in the engine block. The mechanic wrote most likely caused from a lack of lubrication. Orty took his Kia to the dealership, counting on his warranty to kick in, since the vehicle was under 100,000 miles. The dealership told him that Kia was not paying for an engine replacement.
I said, well, why? And they said, well, they saw the lift sticker in your windshield and said it had been used for commercial purposes. There clearly was just something wrong with the engine, and my driving for Lyft did not have anything to do with that.
He admits he provided about 20 rides as a Lyft driver and says he was unaware of page 4, item 8 of his warranty. It warns consumers that the warranty could be jeopardized for a number of reasons. If the vehicle is used for competitive driving or racing, police or emergency service, or carriage of passengers for hire.
I was livid, frankly, because it felt like a loophole. Clearly, there's just something wrong with this car. I mean, a hole in the engine block does not just happen. And I felt like they found an excuse to not make an expensive repair, was my feelings on that.
Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Well, Kia did not address the Lyft issue despite Rafael asking. The company did release the following statement, though. Kia says it takes reported customer concerns seriously. They point out that their warranty and consumer information manual states that damage due to improper maintenance is not covered by KMA warranties, and also detail the vehicle's owner responsibilities relative to maintenance intervals and the retention of accurate maintenance records. The company goes on to say that, quote, Kia technicians revealed clear signs of lack of maintenance, including engine oil sludge, which can lead to engine failure. Therefore, consideration for additional possible goodwill coverage beyond the terms of the new vehicle limited warranty term has been denied, end quote. Several car experts tell Call 6 that one way to win a warranty claim is to keep all of your maintenance records just like you keep your tax returns.
And it's happening slowly, but the light's starting to take over at the Brickyard, and you can also see Indianapolis well in the background. It's lights at the Brickyard, and between now and Christmas, there's the out-of-car experience. Of course, you drive through the light display, but when you get to the Pagoda Plaza, you have a chance to get out and enjoy the area there with your family. And it won't be a bad evening to hop out of the car. We're at 42 now, and because of the clouds, temperatures will be slow to change. The wind is out of the southeast. It will stay light. That sunset at 5:21. There are some light rain showers, most likely to the south and east of Indianapolis through the evening hours, but we have a few sprinkles and light showers possible in the metro area as well. Temperatures will not change much at all between now and, say, midnight. The showers develop especially to the south and east, and we'll play this out as we go overnight. 11 o'clock, you can see the showers around pushing to the east, and that sets the stage then for tomorrow, where we'll have a decent amount of clouds, but we'll be dry. Temperature, again, makes it into the lower 40s.
A big vote by the House Judiciary Committee today. The committee voting 23-17 to approve both articles of impeachment against President Trump. The first article is tied to abuse of power, while the second involves obstruction. Republicans reacting after today's vote.
This is a sad day for the country. It's going nowhere in the Senate, but I really hope and pray the Senate will not just pick it up and dismiss it. America needs to hear from the witnesses.
This will be the fourth time ever the full House of Representatives will consider an impeachment of the president. Now, the full House will likely vote on the articles of impeachment next week, and if approved, which is likely with the Democrats holding the majority in the House, the case will head to the Senate for a trial. It would take 2/3 of senators to remove the president from office. Now, that is unlikely to happen with Republicans holding majority in that chamber. Let's turn to the Now news feed. The U.S. and China have reached an agreement on the first phase of a trade deal. It has been almost a year and a half of negotiating between the world's two largest economies. A New York City college student is dead, and now police say a 13-year-old is under arrest. Tessa Majors was found stabbed to death. She was a freshman at Barnard College. Now, the 13-year-old suspect was found with a knife and admitted to being part of an attempted robbery. Ford is recalling more than 547,000 Super Duty pickups. There are concerns about a fire starting inside the vehicle after a crash. The model years date back to 2017. An investigation revealing hundreds of millions of dollars wasted by the Department of Veterans Affairs. The investigation stemmed from a whistleblower complaint. They alleged the money was being spent in connection to veterans seeking care outside of the VA. The Office of the Special Counsel found improper travel claims were being filed and that the review process failed to catch them. A renewed warning from doctors for women who take certain types of hormones after menopause. Experts found that women that take the hormones combining estrogen and progestin are more likely to develop breast cancer. Now, doctors say this includes women who only use the hormone short term. Now, if you have any questions, you should be contacting your primary care physician. Let's get back to our lineup. Distracted driving is a big issue on the roads. We know that. So what about a camera that would be able to watch what you're doing in the car? Well, they could be coming to the U.S. for the first time. We're going to get into the debate over them.
Down, zero deposit, zero first month, and zero due at signing.
Well, Fort Wayne police are looking for whoever stole hundreds of flower vases from a cemetery. It happened at Greenlawn Memorial Park. 248 vases that look like this were stolen. The total value of the containers is a whopping $124,000. Authorities don't know exactly when those thefts happened.
Take a look at your screen. These photos taken by the New South Wales government in Australia, and they installed cameras on roads to catch drivers illegally using the phone. Now there's a state in the U.S. trying to make that happen here. A council member in Montgomery County, Maryland, is seeking permission from the state to install these cameras. Now, you can pretty much see everything that's happening in the front seats of cars, so it does bring up some concerns from groups like the ACLU.
One issue is that there will be false positives. There will be photographs where it looks like the person is using their cell phone or on the phone when they're actually not. And so everybody will be susceptible to that. There will be ambiguous photographs that police officers will have to look at and decide whether to issue a ticket.
AAA also brings up a concern over children in the car being photographed and adds there may also be problems surrounding artificial intelligence. With these cameras, it's up to the computer to decipher if a driver is using their phone, and that could lead to some problems in places where phones are allowed to be used for GPS purposes, but not texting or phone calls. Now, AAA says there are some other options. They suggest that places like Maryland stick to enforcement that has been successful in the past.
But people, when they are distracted, it's as easy to discern as a person who's driving impaired because they have the same type of driving behavior. And when it comes to distracted driving, the person's eyes are not on the roadway. You can easily detect that.
Now, as for the county in Maryland, the council will begin debating the use of cameras in January, and if passed, it'll be the first program of its kind in the United States. Let's get back to our lineup. Video doorbells, they are a hot holiday gift, right? But we're going to help you find the best option for you and also help you make sure that your camera is secure once you get it.
Test drive at Honda of Fishers.
Let's start the Now news feed. Now, someone may work at McDonald's, but it doesn't mean the company is responsible to make sure they're treated right. The National Labor Relations Board found that McDonald's is not responsible for the labor practices at its franchises. Well, more players entering the streaming space, that could be good for our wallets because Netflix now looking at a cheaper pricing plan, according to Reuters, when you think of other services like Disney Plus coming into the fold. The new plan could have you make a one-time payment of around $95 for the year. Now, that would be saving half of what a year costs now for a premium plan. Baby Yoda, you can bet that this is going to be a hot toy. Hasbro saying that Baby Yodas, they will be available for purchase starting at $9.99, but unfortunately, not going to make it for the holidays. The toys will ship in May. Well, it is the season to shop around, and as we look for the perfect gifts, we may keep seeing the same prices at different stores, and that can make it difficult to find a deal. But Annie Taylor is filling us in on why that is and what you can do to find more affordable prices.
Consumers Checkbook recently went shopping as part of an experiment. Now, they wanted to find out where they could find the best prices for the same big ticket items. We're talking things like appliances, TVs, and tablets. But it turns out all stores offer the same price for those products. And that's because of a rule called minimum advertised pricing. Manufacturers actually don't allow stores to advertise their products below a certain price. However, if you personally call or email the store, you could get a different price.
Minimum advertised pricing only applies to advertised on the internet or in newspapers or on television, right? But if you call them up, they can tell you a lower price, right?
So here's what Consumers Checkbook suggests. They suggest contact 4 or 5 different stores in your area and then ask them to bid for your business. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no. When Consumers Checkbook tested this out, though, they found up to a 14% discount on certain items. And if you're shopping online, note that the price may change once you add the item to your cart. That's because if the lower price is shown on the site, it may be considered advertising.
All right, Annie, thank you. And you may have seen some offers online for free shipping day this year. And if you're waiting for it, unfortunately, you're out of luck because it has been a promotion for the past 10 years, but it's not returning this year. There are a few outlets that are offering free shipping, like Best Buy and Amazon.
Well, thanks to your donations to the 6 Shines On toy drive, there will be thousands of happy kids on Christmas morning in central Indiana. Today, your cash donations were put to very good use. Armed with nearly $6,000 from the toy drive, volunteers from Grace Church Care Center in Noblesville went shopping for toys at the Carmel Walmart. They expect to give out toys for 3,500 to 4,000 kids.
Being able to pick so many different toys. I think we just purchased over 700 new toys in that experience. So if you've never bought 700 toys at one time, you're missing out. It was a great experience. The Walmart people helped out. It was amazing.
Got to try it out. The Care Center serves families in Hamilton and northern Marion counties. So if you live in those areas and are in need of a gift for your child, you can come to the Care Center next week. You don't need to pre-register. The hours are next week. They're Monday to Tuesday nights from 6 to 8 and Wednesday morning from 10 to noon. The Care Center is located at 5504 East 146th Street.
All right, the city lights have taken over as we look to the north. Lots of cloud cover, but we are dry in central Indiana. The gifts will keep coming for the 6 Shines On toy drive because tomorrow night at Indiana Farmers Coliseum, the teddy bear toss. Now, some teddy bears may be too heavy to toss. You can pass it down to the next row, and eventually it will make its way on the ice. All of those will go to families in need as well. I'm afraid he's going to fall over while I come out and talk. The showers that we expect tonight are mainly confined to the south and eastern portion of the state, I-70, I-74, I-65. Can't rule out a couple of showers even in the metro area, but it will be light. Temperature 42 in Indy, slow to change this evening because of the cloud cover. We'll still be above freezing as we go through the overnight and as we get going tomorrow. Noon, 39 degrees, 42 the magic number tomorrow afternoon. As we look at other temperatures around the region, all at or slightly above the average high for this time of year. Gets more interesting Sunday. We're dry during the daylight hours. I think it's after the sun sets that our chance for snow will increase, potentially a little freezing rain too as we go overnight. There's your snow at 7 p.m. Sunday. It expands, covering all of central Indiana by 11 p.m. That little pink strip you see represents some freezing rain potential. We'll have your 4-day forecast coming up.
A major deadline's coming for people looking for health insurance under the Affordable Care Act. The deadline to enroll is Sunday. Now, if you want to sign up after that, you can only do it if you have what's considered a major life event happen. Google now shedding some light on what the most common medical questions Americans have are. It released its top 10 list of the most searched topics. And number 1, how to lower blood pressure. That was followed by number 2, which is what is keto? Then getting rid of hiccups, how long the flu lasts, and then what causes hiccups, rounding out the top 5. Well, getting first responders new training and how to communicate with people who have disabilities. This comes after an officer in San Diego shot an unarmed, mentally disabled man. Now, the city is one of 4 that has a new program where people on the front lines are going through the training. It involves classroom work, but also working with intern cadets with mental disabilities.
That gives the officers at those stations a chance to interact face-to-face with somebody who has a disability.
The program is also being tested in New Jersey, Virginia, and South Carolina. Let's start the Now News feed. The FCC is slapping a company with a multi-million-dollar fine for robocalls. The government says marketing support systems spoofed a competitor's phone number to spread misinformation about a candidate in California's 2018 primary election. Lyft getting into the rental car business. The company says it's going to launch the ability to rent cars in the app. The app says you'll have the ability to rent for weekend getaways, business trips, or just to run errands around town. An airport staple is going away. You might recognize Super Shuttle's blue and yellow vans. The company going out of business at the end of the year. Super Shuttle's parent company decided to do away with the service. Package theft is a big problem, especially this time of year. And that may have you thinking about getting a video doorbell or just buying one for yourself, if not a gift. Annie Taylor taking a look at some of the top options.
Just being able to see my surroundings and outside and what's going on when I'm not capable of always looking out front.
Safety and security is number 1 for Mom Haley McDonald. She runs a business out of her home. Haley receives packages nearly every day. And with package theft happening more frequently, Haley decided to purchase a video doorbell.
Someone's at the front door.
The biggest benefit of a video doorbell is simply peace of mind.
Dan Raklowski with Consumer Reports says if you're thinking about buying a video doorbell, there are 4 top options, all offering different features. First up, the Google Nest Hello, selling for around $229.
The Google Nest Hello offers the fastest response time. That means the time it takes from when someone presses the doorbell or motion is detected to when you get an alert on your smartphone.
Next, the WiseNet Cam D1, also selling for around $229.
Offers the best video quality of any of the models we've seen, which, very important if you want to see who's snooping around.
And the August Doorbell Cam Pro offers a feature that most do not.
It offers what's called color night vision. So usually when you see night vision, it'll be in black and white. But this model, it has a built-in floodlight, so it lights up whoever's there at the door, which is kind of nice, and will give you a cleaner video in the dark.
But if you don't have a doorbell, Ring Doorbell 2 for $129 will be your best option because it's battery-powered.
It's one of the few doorbells you can buy that has a built-in battery, and that's great because not all homes have doorbell wiring.
Both Dan and Haley say if you're considering purchasing a video doorbell and want to store the video that's recorded off your device, there is a monthly fee, typically charging around $5 to $10 a month to store.
It always feels good just to feel so comfortable at your house and just to know what's going on.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
Annie, thank you. And if you do decide to get a camera, security experts say that you should change your security camera passwords regularly and make sure you set up 2-factor authentication. All right, still ahead in our lineup. Before you decide to surprise a child with a smartphone for Christmas, you do need to hear from our social media safety expert.
This is a gallon of ice cream that we're giving our kids, and at a young age, they don't know when to stop.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the signs to tell if your child is really ready for that smartphone and the alternatives if they're not.